So tonight's session, we will be starting with blessed instead of stressed. And again, just to reiterate a little bit from last week, using the words have to and how that puts us into a survival mode. It's like a survival of the fittest, if you will. So it actually puts us into a stressful mindset versus when we use the words get to. And that's more of a blessed atmosphere, a blessed attitude, if you will. And the biggest thing, not just with our verbiage and the words we choose to say and how we say them, but also what we focus on. And that was the biggest thing with blessed instead of stressed. We have the choice to be blessed or to be stressed. And again, it goes back to the verbiage that we're speaking, the verbiage we are speaking, not just to others, because as you speak something, you're also hearing it. So it is going to affect you just as much as it is the person or people that you are speaking to. So you choose, today, do I want to be blessed? Today, do I want to be stressed? Just by simply choosing what to focus on. And oh my gosh, there are so many different examples we could use. So many, I'm not even sure how many, where to start to pick one, quite honestly. So I will start with my story and blessed versus stressed, becoming a single mom, still pregnant with child number 6. I got to choose whether to be completely stressed about the situation that was going on currently in my life, or I could choose to be blessed. Now, mind you, when I was in the middle of going through all of that, I did not realize that was the choice I was making. We chose to sell everything off and become full-time RVers, and we just traveled across the country from Florida to California, California to New York, New York back to Florida, back to New York, back out to California, Arizona. And it was a blessing. If you ever have the opportunity to talk to my children and ask them, they will share with you the different people that they got to meet, the places we got to visit. We did our best to visit all the historical sites and things of that nature. But when I was in the middle of it all, and I had to make this decision, or this decision, I did not realize until looking back later that it was actually a blessing in disguise. And if you have that opportunity to go back and look at anything in your life to be able to make that comparison, I encourage you to do so. Because sometimes when we're just bogged down with the, as they say, mundane day-to-day, day in, day out routine that we sometimes unfortunately find ourselves in, you need to take the time to look back and remember. And just because a situation may be not the best one, maybe not the one you had hoped it would be, you could even categorize some of them under a stressful situation. If you train yourself to go back and look, you can find the silver lining. There is always silver linings in everything. But it takes training our brains, as we discussed last week, to look for those things through the words we choose to use, the people we choose to associate ourselves with. There's too much negativity flowing from them. And to kind of use an example would be a swimming example. So you're out swimming, you're out on the boats, especially down here in Florida, where we've got the most beautiful beaches. I swear we do. But being down in this area, being out on the boats and stuff, if someone were to fall off the edge of their boat and they cannot swim and they're drowning, the first thing they teach you is to not and go help them personally. Don't go swim up to them and put your arm under them and try to help them, because they're going to be thrashing around. I'm drowning, I can't swim. Instead, throw them a life vest or throw them one of those rings. I'm not sure what the appropriate word is for those, because the stress of the situation that they're in, they will actually pull you down with them. And they won't just drown, but you will drown as well. And unfortunately, when we're hanging around mostly negative people that are unwilling to listen, learn, and possibly work towards changing, that is actually doing the same thing to ourselves, where we end up putting ourselves in a stressful instead of a blessed situation, lifestyle, circumstances, whichever word you prefer to put there. So as you grow, as you mature, as you learn to focus on the positive things inside of your life, do not be surprised if you have to let some of those people go. And sometimes you don't have to let them go for very long, honestly. But when you do let go, don't be surprised if they're also watching you and learning from you. And they may never say one word to you about it. From my experiences over the last 12 years, I have people calling me out of the blue who tell me they've been watching me for the last 12 years. And how inspiring I've been, how they've watched me grow, how they're just amazed at the things that I do, whatever the case may be. And you can ask anyone who's close to me. I'm like, okay, what did I do? Because I just do. I choose to be blessed instead of stressed. I choose to have people around me who will encourage me, lift me up, inspire me, not pull me down and drown me as they are drowning.